Top down, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Zuko Had the Powers of Overheat and Overcharge. These two are new characters to this full arsenal of What If Ben 10s. What If Zuko was Ben 10 characters. So, yeah. Zuko in this What If is basically is pretty powerful. And, yeah. So, in this What If, it's going to be explained real fast. So, Overheat has, what you see before you. He is basically like the upgraded version of or ultimate form of Heat Blast. And the other one, Overcharge, is the ultimate form of Frankenstein from Ben 10. Okay. So, yeah, these two have different powers. They have their strengths, they have their weaknesses. But at the same time, he is control. So, yeah, Zuko in this What If was born as a... Did I forget my spot? Okay. Was born as a pyromaniac thing. This guy, Overheat. Yeah, he almost cooked his sister, but not literally. But, yeah, so he can see him as not, or this is just a mutation. So, yeah, he's basically a, mutation. And he can't talk, so, yeah. His sister, I'm going to throw in, or actually, her. So, yeah, she gets, what her parents are, her parents' powers. And I call it fire manipulation. I always call it that. Because, telepathy or whatever Yugioh has, and Astashi has fire breathing. So, yeah. But Zuko, when he was in this form, he didn't talk anything. He just, he's just, when he's upset, he turns his head in, or not turns his head, he, punches into the ground. Or something to, yeah, so, 4 years old, and his gift was, his parents gave him the backpack thing. So, yeah, now, it's right underneath his, armpit thing. With antennas thing. That actually plug into his shoulders things. Behind his volcanoes. So, yeah. And that's what they're used for. To, like, fire him up. But his limit, it depends on how much juice he has. Like oil. Basically, depends on how much oil that puts in to him. He can, that would be his limit if he. So yeah, now we move on to 15 years old. And yeah, he actually was like, of course, there was a volcano, or not volcano. I was gonna say volcano, but the tsunami, or whatever that's called, not salami, tsunami, like a big wave that was gonna take or like gonna wipe off the Japan area. But Deku was got separated from his family. So yeah, and Ochako is like, Ochako is like, what is that kid doing? As he says, or he thinks in his head, time to fire up. As yeah, when he says fire up, or in his head, as those tendrils went into his like arms, and he starts using full blast. Like, he basically turned the entire tsunami into a steam. Yeah. He shrunk it all the way down to like a size of just a normal wave. Not the big waves, just the smallest one. As he's breathing through those like volcano things on his shoulders. So yeah. Then everybody saw like this one kid turns the entire tsunami into a small wave of heat wave. As yeah. Some of them are like this. Like, what the heck? As Endeavor's like, I could just do that without. As yeah, so yeah, he like thumbs up to them, and like he walks over to his parents and like yeah, he or his sister says, "Good job, big brother. I always knew that I could count on you." As he smiles too. As yeah, everybody that they couldn't believe that this one kid, did turn the entire tsunami into that. Yeah, it's just like someone that's like could even be super young, like the Supergirl, beats up like something bigger, or like that machine guy without any like hesitation, like boom, well done. As he's like, so yeah, he rolls around about. He's like fast as Tenya Ida. Yeah, with those. So then he can. So the chief of police was like, okay, make him into a pro hero. He's gonna get accepted to pro. Or Nezir says he's probably gonna. Or we accept him as a pro hero. Yeah. And yeah, he was so strict on his powers. Yeah. And so he went in, and I'm skipping the like quirk assessment test and ball throw, going all the way to like sports festival to make it way more shorter than it usually is. So yeah, the Zuko against Todoroki. Yeah, the half ice, half fire against Zuko, who, and his like hero name is Split, or it would be called Over, as his sister says, or because no one could understand what he's saying, but his sister knows, as he says, or she says that, oh, my brother's power has, this is his first form called Overheat. As they're like, Overheat? That's cool, like, power name. So yeah, he actually did one thing. Like, he actually, during the sports festival against like Todoroki, he actually went full on ballistic. Like, he just pulls up one hand with a drill arm and drilled all the way. See? And like, yeah, he looked like someone just spun a control. Because Todoroki uses his ice. That's boring. Yawn. Hun. Against, like, Armadillo. His arm actually broke through the ice. And then, no, it's where he said, he thinks in his head, now it's my turn. As he used his flame, one of his tendril things, plugs in, and boom! Yeah. Todoroki flew right out of a stadium, with half of the stadium has been like destroyed, like a rubble, but people are okay. So yeah, Zuko is basically like her when she goes like supernova on like people, or like One Punch Man, or no, like Endeavor uses all the way to his max limit. So yeah, Zuko's is powerful. Like, he can when everybody saw his, like, how destructive his power gets, he's like, as he's looking at his hand, then he looks at his sister's direction. Like, he basically turned around and, like, his sister says, don't worry, hey, that's only collateral damage. Hey? But you kind of went overboard, didn't you? As he, like, thumbs up to her. So, yeah. He basically... Yeah. And then, what else? Oh. And I'm skipping the... Of course, before we skip over it, Endeavor saw his power. Like, and he thinks in his head, this boy's pretty powerful. He must contain like a fire quirk and an earth quirk thing to deal with certain people and speed and like all that stuff. So yeah. And Zuko is basically made out of fire, so he's basically has fire immunity. So, and Endeavor asked Zuko if he could join my agency, like his agency. As he says, sure, why not? Or he does that like, yes, okay. So, because he can't speak properly. So, yeah. Endeavor has a... Basically, I know that Endeavor has... Hold on. The fire quirk. But after he saw, like, Zuko's... What he did, he's like, what the heck? Boy, you're strong as everyone. As he's, yeah, literally, he could just kill the entire UA. By one flare up, like, oh, done. Yeah. And he has self-revival, I forgot to mention. And now I'm skipping the Hero Killer Stains arc thing. And he is... Because Hero Killer Stain heard about how powerful Zuko is. And or every villain that saw that, they're like, that boy, his quirk is too powerful, like Endeavor's. I think that's Endeavor's son. Turns out it wasn't. So, yeah. And at the USJ thing, Zuko does the same thing. He, like, punched the ground as he looks at his sister and told her that to stay clear. As he basically, Zumi went and grabbed, like, the Eraserhead, and they all chucked out of the building fast as, like, lightning. As, of course, Sharky sends, like, They're retreating, I see. They're left this one. As when he, of course, he says, "No, Moo, kill that brat." As he, used that power, and man, there was no one left except for Shiraki-san, Warp Guy. Hey, that was it. As they see the entire USJ exploded with all that fiery thing. Of course, only person that really saw, or that knows, has seen the explosion is All Might. In his buff up form, he goes and sees him, or they're as all the pro heroes saw that, as he's Bakugo is as Zuko walks away, and I think some pro heroes forgot that the Zuko can't talk. So they're trying to ask, what happened, and did you have a freak out or something? As he says, or he used fiery letters, and says, "Did you forget that I can't talk?" As that's what it wrote out, as they're like, "Oh, whoops. Hey, Zumi, did your brother have a freak out or something?" Guess who it was that said that? Redhead guy. Or, no, how about that guy, duct tape guy? So, yeah, he says, "Sheesh." And did your brother have, usually those freak out things? She says, "No, but with all that stuff, he wanted to save all of us from it." So then the redhead's like, "You did pretty good." As he forgot that Zuko can't talk, he just thumbs up, as he's like, "Oh yeah, forgot that you can't talk." So everybody's like, "Sheesh, not even probably Endeavor could use that much power without losing control." As Todoroki walks up to Zuko, but actually he knows that Zuko can't talk, so he walks over to Zumi and tells her that I can't believe everyone thought. Yeah. So now we move on to all for one versus All Might fight. So All Might was down for the count, but not out. But he didn't get killed. But Zuko, who decides to get so mad, he actually ends up running all the way fast as lightning. Even heck, he punched All for One with such force, grabbed his grabbed his vest part, And he literally flew all the way into space and did like a supernova move. The like, boom! As Zuko died when he went supernova. Yeah, it's a really common thing. But he is not dead. He came right back as this character. So, yeah. He basically came back. And, yeah, he still has same traits as his fiery power. But he can overload stuff with just like his hand. Or he can absorb it into himself and shoot it all the way to like all the way around the entire globe. Like no one's safe. Like if someone talks smack about him, he can boom, done. He can also use electricity to move around fast. Like those gigawatts or whatever they're called from Ben 10. So yeah, he's basically he like looks all buffed up. So in that form, he talks. But not very loud, or not like super loud like Music Mike does. He talks like himself. Or I was gonna say like he talks like Ochako does. But that would be confusing for all of us of hearing Ochako's voice coming from Zuko. But yeah, so yeah, he was back before even like, or it was the next day. So he basically shows up as he says, did you miss me? Yeah, he looked like he looked like that, but everybody's like, what the heck? Did you like transform again? As he says, it's my mutation thing, of course. As, yeah, he says, well, do you really think I'm a monster? So they thought, yeah, because you are. Because how fast it is, yeah. So I'm skipping the dodgeball thing. Because his power could also stop time too when he's in this form by just plugging blue and red in at the same time. So yeah, he grabs one ball, he like does all that stuff. As he's like, as they unplug, they put back into his back. So yeah, they're like, what the heck? How did you do that real fast? So yeah, that impressed Ochako. No, because he, between her and Toga, because when they first saw his like fiery overheat thing, or they were like, saying, "You're pretty powerful, Zuko," or actually Toga, during that like camp art thing, Toga, when she saw Zuko for the first time, man, she wanted to like do like get married to him. So yeah. And no, this is just for dumb fun. Okay? So yeah. Then when they saw like the buffed up form of him, he became like the combine of like everyone. He actually still has the same traits. Like basically he can't, or his body, like all of his appearance fused into that. So yeah. He still shoots fire, he absorbs everything and like do all that stuff. But with new ones. So yeah, now I'm going right to overhaul thing. Yeah. Overhaul, or actually Sir Night says, okay Zuko, I want you to be the front runner to go to like that. So yeah, he or Zuko is like, okay, I understand. As it was the meeting thing, as Lockdown was making fun of him for, why do we hire a bunch of, as Zuko just holds him up, like, choose your next words carefully, as he was cruel. They could sense cruelness from his eyes. So yeah, he's basically became a walking scariest thing. So yeah, Ochako's like, oh boy, that creeps even out of everybody. So yeah, then after the overhaul thing, then Ochako finally confesses to Zuko about her love and all that stuff. So yeah. Then yeah. It feels like pretty short to me. So I'm gonna go all the way to like 45 or something more, because I'm just that kind of person. So let's do the what the heck, or no, Yu-Gi-Oh cards thing. So, and this is not part of the what if thing. So the first part is the what if thing. So yeah, now we move on to the like custom cards. Let me make sure that I didn't. Oh, yep, I forgot that the supposed to be in there. And yeah, so I'm just trying to make it a little bit longer, like 4 to 5 or something like those. Yeah, so this is the, so in the couple other movies, or no, the videos of these custom cards things, there's, each one is tackling certain problems of archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like fossils need like fossil finder and fossil cleaner, because only card that's probably a search card is like Withering Soldier, to search out like fusion and like fossil fusion as their main deck monsters. And this one would be like time card thing or time stream. But I'm like, no, I would wanted it to be more like, to basically, the for finder is like, both players send one card from their decks to the graveyard. So yeah. Then the other one was to select 2 cards from my opponent's graveyard, special summon them to, yeah. So yeah. And some of these cards that are even for like the anime exclusive cards, like Cooking Chef. This one allows you to like basically select like the spice cards. And this one, Cyber Dragons need more like one monster to bring out like the Cyber or Dark, whatever that card is, with 2 level 10s to bring it out real quick. And yeah, let's see how. Okay, so, and plus also I forgot about the Fossil Digger. It's a reskin of Slupple Fossil, but this card can like destroy all cards from your opponent's field and hand for once per turn. If you do, add 1 monster from either player's graveyard or banish them to this card as a XYZ material and treat it as this card summoning condition. So, like, reason why it doesn't have a restrictions, like super hard restrictions, is because just imagining putting like more and more like it, then when your opponent decides to, or when you activate it, like basically destroys it, it basically sends your opponent to about 0. And so if there was a card that was it, this would be it. Now we go on to like memes of the, this is called memes of a cards. So, like, lost a turn is basically its effect is basically makes your opponent lose like turns, and for it's pretty broken, but the kinda. So yeah, and the like video game cards, like games from other games in a like Yu-Gi-Oh thing is like this Left 4 Dead thing. This is supposed to be like the how will I put this? They supposed to be the like bad reaction to Samachi and Eye of Truth decks. But just like put this in, if your opponent has any trap cards earns in their hand, they lose 2,000 life points. And if they have a trap cards in their hand at the resolve. So yeah, if you put like the like bad reaction to Samachi and the two Eye of Truths, that's what it's basically fusion and upgraded to like spell cards. Zone. And Left 4 Dead pills, yeah. Basically, it's supposed to be like, well, pills. Pills here. Ammo here. Grenades here. So, yeah. Then, how long has it? Okay. So, and this boat thing, Left 4 Dead boat of Bobby. Summons like the Left 4 Dead. Yeah, Left 4 Dead monsters, but it's only for a dueling book, so go check them out. So yeah. And this is the safe rooms, so yeah. And it gives protection to Left 4 Dead monsters. And Good Try is basically a counter trap to Good Guess, I think. Or Good Try, or whatever that those trap cards are. Or spell cards. So, yeah. It has a lot of like red to it, so I'm just letting you read it. So, yeah. And some of those words are really like incorrect. Some, not all of them. So now we move on to the anti-spider duelogs of coolness. Basically, this is supposed to be like a spider card. So yeah, just like summon like Spider Queen or whatever those are called. Yeah, by using like her. Yeah, basically without much power, it's like crazy. Volcanics. I think Volcanics need more the spell cards, spell support, and monsters. So basically, like the Volcanic Gardening of Flames, Volcanic State of Flames, or Fire, and Volcanic Shield of Flames. This is the opposite card to the Shield card, whatever it's called. I forget its name. And then we got the big boss monster, the upgraded version of Volcanic Doomfire. This is called Volcanic Doomlord of Flames. The Doomlord of Flames was I got that name from Shoei Izawa. From that time I got reincarnated as slime. So yeah. And this run, all these guys, or except for that one, and because also all these other ones except for Fossil Fusion are custom cards. So yeah, and the Fossil Fusion gives them more protection. Yeah. So now this is a new card that's got introduced that I made. So it's called CYBERDARK Re-Evolution Core. Okay, so it's the basically unique about it is this card can only be activated if your Cyber Dragon monster or monsters is sent to the grave by battle or by card effect. You can special summon 3 Cyber Dragons from anywhere to your field. It includes like hand, deck, graveyard, banner zone to it. So yeah, in attack mode, and then you draw 2 cards from your deck to your hand for each Cyber Dragon from your field. So that's 6 cards, basically, right off the bat. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to fusion all Cyber Dragon monsters from anywhere to your banner zone. Basically, like, this one is supposed to be like, it's like trying to be fusion and like non-fusion things. So yeah. So give me a moment. Where's my controller? So this one basically is like a monster reborn for the Cyber Dragons and Parsmation or fusion. And this one is colored War of Infinity. Basically, just the staple cards. So yeah. And that would be it for, because it's going to be 15 minutes, so please leave a like, share, subscribe. So, and this one, I'll just do this one real quick. Fossil Zombie of Darkness. It's a unique type. So, yeah. So, like, it's basically, it needs, like, Fossil Fusion and yeah, so it's pretty weird effect. So yeah, now bye bye.